Hello, friends. It's Pastor Don. It's time for this week's episode of PD on Pop Culture. And today I wanted to talk to you about another Netflix series that I watched this week. Now, I have mentioned recently that I like horror movies. And of course, this is the time of year for horror movies, leading up to Halloween. It's a big deal. But I'm a little discerning about the kind of movies that I like. Um, a couple of years ago, you might remember a series that was on Netflix called The Haunting of Hill House, which was an update of the old, I believe it was a Shirley Jackson book that had been made into a movie a couple of different times, one better than the other. This was a mini series, and it was done by Mike Flanagan, and it was exceptionally well done, well acted, well written. The storyline just and like what the kind of horror movies that I like, there was more to it than just going for the scare or going for the gross out. There was a really compelling story in Hill House about family dynamics and grief and loss and psychology. I mean, there was great. It was just a really deep series. Well, the same director, same showrunner, Mike Flanagan, did The Haunting of Bly Manor, which I have not seen. That's also based on a book. But he had a pet project that was kind of bubbling in the background for him for a long while, which finally came to fruition this year, was just released last month by Netflix called Midnight Mass. So I did watch this, and the basic premise of this story is about a young priest who comes to an isolated island community that's experienced a lot of loss and a lot of tragedy, and things begin to happen, strange things, miraculous things, and I don't want to give too much of it away because I think this series it's only 7 episodes. It's well worth a watch if you have Netflix, and you like horror movies. Now, it's kind of the top end details. It is very well written. It is exceptionally well acted. Um, I think the acting in this is just phenomenal. It's just a really good, creepy kind of horror story. And like I said, like Hill House, like Bly Manor, there is more to the story than just scares or gore or gross out. There's a lot of psychological stuff there. There's a lot of it really leans heavily because it's about this Catholic church and this little isolated community. Leans very heavily into religious symbolism and that sort of thing. Take note that the author himself said this was a pet project for him because he grew up in the Catholic Church. He had been an altar boy. He's now an atheist. So is there the possibility that he, maybe had an axe to grind with the Catholic Church here? Yeah, sure, maybe. So did Dan Brown, in my opinion, but that's a whole other video. I'm not going to talk about that now. Anyway, it got me to thinking, and like I said, I do. If you like horror movies, if this is the time of year that you're going to watch a few scary films, this is worth the time investment just to see it. It is, like I said, well done. It's a slow burn. So sorry, friends, just a little technical difficulty there. Anyway, as I was saying, you know that I always look for the Christian angle in these. And now, obviously, the easy one is that this is about a Catholic community. But really, I think the most interesting angle to this story is about discernment. It's about who do you follow and why. The people here are drawn into following this charismatic priest because of the miracles that are happening and the miraculous healings that they see. But ultimately, these things are happening not for they're not of God, right? They're difficult. Yeah, again, I'm not going to give away a lot of the story here, but they come from another place, um, but the people, fall for it, and so that's one of those questions we have to ask ourselves. I think, who do we follow and why? I hope that, for instance, the people in my church aren't following me. I hope that they're following Jesus Christ. I hope that I'm leading them in the right direction. And I certainly hope that if they ever believe that I am leading them in the wrong direction, they go a different way. I want what's best for them, right? But that's difficult, and it requires us being discerning. It requires us really thinking about who we follow, why we follow them, and are they leading us in the right direction? So I guess that's my challenge for you today is, who do you follow? Are they leading you where God wants you to be? It's a challenging thing in this world today. I think we're pushed to follow secular leaders or political leaders or even sports heroes or celebrities. And yet, are they leading us where God wants us? I don't care about your political affiliations or whatever. I want to know if what you're doing is what you believe God wants you to do. If where you're going is where you believe God wants you to be. It's worth thinking about. Anyway, that's what I have for you today. The show's called Midnight Mass. It's on Netflix. It's well worth a watch. If you enjoy horror films, this one's good. It's not over the top or anything. It's just really well written, well acted, worth your time. Anyway, that's what I got. Take care. See you soon, folks. Bye now.